News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson celebrating the 75th liberation with the people of Guam. Biba Guam. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar, Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Right now on primetime, a man in Agate is dead after being electrocuted on Sunday morning. Plus, Congressman Mike San Nicolas could be facing a fine from the Federal Election Commission. Chris Barnett has more. And it is day 4 of session. Nestor Lacanto has the latest from the Guam Congress building. Good evening, everybody. On Half a Day, I'm Jason Salas. In our top story, a breadfruit picking mishap down in Agate resulted in the death of one man. Our Adriana Cotero reports.
We came here to pick some breadfruit, and it was raining, yes. I told him, we can do what we can do, try to reach the big ones, on the bottom side. But he said, no, there's big ones up there.
Picking breadfruit around their village of Agate. This is something brothers John and Gus Santos often did. Yesterday morning, like any other Sunday, the two went out and older brother Gus climbed higher, reaching for bigger breadfruit.
And I said, I don't want to get up. And he goes, I'll do it. And then I said, just make sure, be careful. But, when he got one breadfruit down, he told me to pick it up and put it in the truck. And then the second one, by the time I picked up the second one, I went to the truck. I just noticed when I turned around, I saw a spark on the tree. I knew already it got him. By the time I looked up, he's gone. He was just holding the pole.
And it was right here where he fell. His brother, John Santos, rushed over, turned him over, and heard his last words. Then went home and called 911. And today he places this cross here in his remembrance.
The last word was boy. All he told me was boy. Then that was it. I went home. I, flew up to the house, called them, told my family to call 911, and I jammed back down here with the car. I parked the car, I went after him again, and I hold him up.
And was he breathing?
He wasn't breathing already.
According to Guam Fire Department Acting PIO, Cherika Chargaloff, said units arrived at the scene around 11 a.m., and CPR was conducted en route to Naval Hospital. John says he went to Naval Hospital following the incident.
They went into the trauma room, I think. They got me out to wait outside, the waiting room, until the doctors are done. Then the doctor came on and explained that the electricity that got to him was too strong.
Spokeswoman for Naval Hospital, Jacine Matanani, confirmed Gus Chaco Santos is deceased. 58-year-old Gus Chaco Santos was a father, a son, and a brother. And his brother has this message to share to all this harvesting season.
All I have to say is, whoever's around like these kinds of trees and what, just stay away. Forget about what you're going to get, because your life is more than what you're going to get. Watching him, seeing him fall, seeing him get shot, it's a nightmare for me. So every time I close my eyes, I can see him.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
All right, Adriana, thanks so much. In other news tonight, William Matanonia's trial date has been vacated and a new date has been set for mid-November. He faces obstruction of justice charges in federal court, with the defendant along with his brother, former GPD officers John Matanonia, otherwise known as Boom Matanonia, and former juror Greg Tykenko were accused of conspiring to influence the jury to vote not guilty in the drug trial of Raymond and Juanita Martinez. Their case was moved to California, where they recently entered a guilty plea, and both were sentenced to 2 years behind bars. As for his brother Boom, following Chief Judge Frances Tydenko Gatewood recusing herself from the case, NMI District Court Chief Judge Ramona Manglotnia is set to take over. Today, before Judge Manabusan, Matanonia appeared with attorney William Gavris, and in addition to a new trial date set, the court set a motion deadline for the beginning of October, with Gavris asking for a status hearing in between for any progress of discoveries. That was granted and scheduled for September the 16th. Well, the two brothers indicted in the Manila machete attack may go to trial as early as the end of this week. The court plans to select the jury this Wednesday for Emmanuel Resalap and Jordan Rechulap. Judge Vern Perez has scheduled the defendants and their attorneys to return tomorrow in order to finalize dates and times, stating the sooner they complete the trial, the better, and asking lawyers for their complete flexibility to get trial underway. A motion was filed for Emmanuel for a more in-depth psychological evaluation, and according to his attorney, Samuel Tecker, as long as his client is taking his medication, they may continue to move forward with trial. Well, 0 is how many inmates have been rearrested this year at the Department of Corrections for possessing drugs or contraband. But does this mean there is not a problem at the prison anymore? Chris Barnett asks that very question in this report.
11 contraband reports have been filed at the Department of Corrections in 2019, but not a single inmate or detainee has been rearrested this year, according to DOC's Major Anton Uggan. KUAM News sent a Freedom of Information Act request to the prison to find out if drugs and contraband were still plaguing the prison in 2019. And apparently, it was smooth sailing at DOC for the first few months of the year. No contraband seized in January and February. In fact, it wasn't until March 16th that DOC filled out its first contraband report of the year. We asked Major Uggan how it could be that nothing illegal was found at the prison in the first 2.5 months of the year.
It could be we haven't caught it, or it's just that we are stepping up our procedures. Like I said, more shakedowns, more self-searches, moving inmates around.
Contraband reports KUAM obtained show most contraband confiscated by corrections officers was found in perimeter areas of the prison. On March 22nd, 5 cans of chewing tobacco, marijuana, crystal meth, and cigarettes were found in perimeter 7. On April 5th at 1:18 in the morning, a person in the central control area of DOC was busted with 9 cans of chewing tobacco, 4 packs of cigarettes, and a clear resealable baggie containing a white crystal-like substance. In one of the more complicated contraband schemes, an unknown individual attached packages under a vendor's van with magnets. Corrections officers able to catch the contraband during an inspection of the vehicle and later determining which inmate that contraband was for when that inmate came to check under the van. DOC does not store illegal contraband at the prison. Now, this is a new policy enacted after several corrections officers were busted for their role in bringing drugs into DOC. Major Uggan said a shortage in officers contributes to an inability to adequately police contraband at the prison.
We run a very big prison up here, and we do our best to do our searches and checks all over, but we do have a lot of areas that because of the shortage, they go unmanned. Certain of our posts are not being manned as they should be, but again, we find other ways to try to accomplish the mission.
Now, according to DOC documents, cell phone charging cables, tobacco, and drugs are the biggest bust for contraband. Some items seized that raised our eyebrows: a can of tomato sauce, a bottle of iced tea, and a pack of cigarette rolling papers. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
In other news, financial flexibility to fund key capital improvements is what officials at your airport were seeking as they once again testified today at the legislative session on a bill to refund certain airport bond obligations. Our next report is with Nestor Lecanto.
The airport floated some $245 million in bonds in 2013 for various capital improvements, primarily construction of a new third-floor arrivals corridor. But under current, more favorable market conditions, they're asking the legislature to refund a portion of those bonds at a lower interest rate, saving about $2 million a year over the next 4 years. Airport Executive Manager Tom Atta explained to senators why they also want to restructure the debt.
By restructuring the bonds, it will give us access to about $14 million in capital. And this will be then capital that we will be able to use as local match when we compete for FAA airport improvement grants.
He says the FAA only requires a 10% match, and there's about $100 million in grant money available. But in order to compete, they need to have shovel-ready projects.
This won't be the first time that FAA is aware of what our intentions are. We're just taking it to the next step to say, okay, we got our money, we got our design, here's our application, please consider us.
The airport plans to spend the money on upgrades to key infrastructure such as runways, taxiways, and aprons. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Nestor also adds that late today, senators moved the airport bond refund bill to the third reading file. Session resumes tomorrow with discussion on the local war claims payment bill. Senators are expected to begin debate this week on the 2020 budget measure. Well, Congressman Mike San Nicolas could be facing a fine from the Federal Election Commission for a late campaign finance filing. Once again, here's Chris.
A federal election commission failure to file notice sent to Congressman Michael San Nicolas' campaign on July 31st. Delegate San Nicolas missing the July 15th deadline and failing to file his July federal campaign finance report. It has come to the attention of the Federal Election Commission that you may have failed to file the above reference report, the notice states. The report was filed the day after the notice was sent, but the San Nicolas campaign may be facing fines anyway. Failure to file a complete report may result in civil money penalties and audit or enforcement action. The civil money penalty calculation for late reports does not include a grace period and begins on the day following the due date for the report. The July quarterly report submitted more than 2 weeks late shows San Nicolas received $4,000 in donations from April 1st to June 30th. Guam Chamber of Commerce Chairman Joe Arnett, U.S. Representatives Ted Liu and Joyce Beatty, Arthur Mariano, Bob Salas, and Marisol Yu all donated to San Nicolas' campaign. The July report also shows San Nicolas' campaign spent $23,753. Now, $19,173 of that was paid to Congressman San Nicolas for various campaign reimbursements. San Nicolas was reimbursed for $10,000 worth of Facebook ads, $4,667 in airfares to fly his family to Washington, D.C. to attend his swearing-in ceremony, and $4,400 in, quote, fundraiser reimbursements. San Nicolas' campaign also paid $3,500 to Marvin Matanani for a campaign website. The delegates' cash on hand total, according to the July quarterly, $69,948. The FEC failure to file notice was addressed to San Nicolas' sister, Faith San Nicolas. She is also the delegate's campaign treasurer. We sent several questions to the delegate's office regarding this issue. However, we did not receive a response as San Nicolas refuses to speak with KUAM. The congressman was on island over the weekend. He held a fundraiser at O Beer Time on Saturday night. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
There's much more coming up after the break, so please stay tuned.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
The summer of Jeep, Compass, Cherokee, Wrangler, Cars Plus in Mighty. Your new adventure starts now. Buy the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year and get a new Jeep Wrangler Sport for $268 per paycheck. Or get a new Jeep Compass Sport, only $167 per paycheck. Let them hear you coming in the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Buy for $205 per paycheck. And get financing as low as 1.99% on all Jeep models. Come see why you'll be kicking it at Cars Plus in Mighty. Driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Healthcare news as Public Health has been notified of a single suspect case of imported dengue fever on Guam and is pending lab results for confirmation. The agency says while Guam is free of endemic mosquito-borne disease, it is not uncommon to have imported cases from returning residents or travelers. Dengue fever, if you didn't know, is transmitted to humans from a bite of an infected mosquito. There are currently outbreaks of serotype 3 dengue in Palau, with 486 cases and 1 death in the Philippines and more than 146,000 cases and 622 deaths. The Republic of the Marshalls has also reported a dengue serotype 3 outbreak. Symptoms of dengue include high fever, severe headache, severe pain behind the eyes, joint muscle and bone pain, and mild bleeding around the nose and gums. Public Health says one way to reduce dengue risk is to eliminate areas where mosquitoes lay their eggs, usually in open containers that hold water. For more information, you can call the agency at 735-7221. Well, the Office of Public Accountability has released an analysis of the cost of legal fees and services of GovGuam agencies, autonomous and semi-autonomous agencies, as well as public corporations. It indicated that $78 million was spent on legal services from fiscal periods 2013 through 2018. Also worth noting is that 21 GovGuam entities paid more than $32 million to contracted legal firms. 7 GovGuam entities spent more than $43 million on government-hired attorneys, and the Office of the Office of the Attorney General itself, I should say, spent $38 million on government-hired attorneys. For a complete list, check out KUAM.com. Elsewhere, it was an opportunity from the island community to learn more about the importance of the Neighborhood Watch program, how they can get involved, and see some of the latest tech and products that are available to ensure your homes and loved ones are properly safe. GPD Sergeant Paul Tapau says the first ever Neighborhood Watch Summit was a collaborative effort from GPD, GCC, and the Mayor's Council of Guam to all help us keep our neighborhoods safe.
We're just highlighting the success stories of the Neighborhood Watch program. Now, within the summit, we've invited our retailers, our local retailers that cater to safety and securities in the homes. So, they have their products out in this display. They are their subject expert matters that can give opinions about what product works and what doesn't work. But the real goal behind this was really to engage the community about a Neighborhood Watch program and how they can get involved and help keep not just their homes, but their communities safe.
Now, if you weren't able to make the summit or you were there and want to share your feelings on it, you can head over to our YouTube channel right now and watch the interview I did with Sergeant Tapau as well as Dedido Mayor Melissa Savares about the Neighborhood Watch program and its effectiveness. After being informed in other news by the Department of Public Health of a nationwide tuberculin shortage, the Guam Department of Education has a new requirements for testing this school year. Superintendent John Fernandez says typically they require new students, kindergartners, 6th graders, and 9th graders to get TB tested in order to register for school. But this year, they are relaxing and prioritizing those who do not have a TB test on record.
So if you're a new student coming into the system, yes, you are required. But for now, we're going to relax those requirements so that we don't keep our kids out of school based on something that's really out of their control. Anyone who shows symptoms, of course, we're going to have to go and address and treat and take the necessary measures when there's some suspicion that there might be some exposure. But for now, we're just working with the shortage and trying to make sure that that doesn't become an obstacle to kids being able to get back to the classroom.
For those that do have a TB test on record, have extra time, and Fernandez says this also allows for public health and medical providers to replenish supplies. Parents who are experiencing challenges with scheduling TB testing due to the shortage are advised to communicate with their child's school nurse. Well, in other news tonight, one man is a veteran seeking healing and forgiveness for the violence he witnessed and committed. In this next report, our Julia Santos learns how Tom Voss found redemption and a new mission.
Tom Voss served in the United States Army from 2003 to 2006, which included a tour in Mosul, Iraq, where he served in hundreds of combat missions, convoys, security patrol, raids, area clearance ops, and humanitarian relief ops. Upon his return home, he struggled with depression and thoughts of suicide. In an effort to confront his inner pain, he and a friend embarked on a 2,700-mile walk across the continental U.S., leading to the discovery of the restorative power of silence and meditation. Their journey was the subject of an Emmy-nominated documentary called Almost Sunrise, which will be screened for free at 6 p.m. this Thursday at the UOG Class Lecture Hall. Voss talks about the film's significance.
It really highlights the subject of moral injury, which is categorized as a wound to the soul. So when you witness or participate in something that goes against your own moral values or your own moral upbringing or moral being, and that's kind of inherent in war. And you're faced with these really challenging moral dilemmas.
The screening is sponsored by Humanities Guahan in partnership with the Northern Marianas Humanities Council and will be followed by a discussion and a series of yoga classes with Voss. The yoga classes are a part of Vetoga, a nonprofit organization developed by a Marine Corps veteran to help him deal with the stress and moral conflict a soldier experiences while deployed. Voss is a graduate of the Vetoga program and now wants to bring the services to Guam.
The classes that I'm teaching are based on what I learned at the school, and it's something that we're looking at bringing out here to the islands to help support veterans and families, to help them have another option outside of the traditional care modalities that are being offered right now.
Voss shared one technique with us called alternate nostril breathing, which has a calming effect as well as the ability to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain. And after only a couple of minutes, there was a definite feeling of lightheadedness and euphoria.
So that's a really simple technique that you can use to manage stress. A good way to do it is, before you come into work, before you even step in the office or step in the building, do that for a few minutes. It just brings you down, it centers you, and you're able to have a little more clarity.
Free classes are available and open to the public on Tuesday, August 20th, 7 a.m. at the Dededo Sports Complex and 5:45 p.m. at Jeff's Pirates Cove. Wednesday, August 21st at 7 a.m. at the Ipaw Beach Main Pavilion and 5:45 p.m. at the Plaza de España Azotea. And Thursday, August 22nd, 7 a.m. at the University of Guam Calvo Fieldhouse. For Guam's News Network, I'm Julius Santos.
Now, Tom did have a very moving, full-length conversation with Julius, which you can check out right now in its entirety on our YouTube channel. We're at KUAM News. And please stay tuned because we are back right after this.
Agent Alpha. What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it. Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Hafade, naanho si Judy Flores, Tauto Inalahan. I came here in 1957 when I was a child. My parents were hired as contract teachers, and I was immersed in the village life. I learned to speak Chamorro because everyone spoke Chamorro then. We do have more than just sun, sand, and shopping. We have a spirit here that people can definitely feel. The Hafade spirit embodies the history, the culture, the language. Food is also a very important part of the culture. You offer food. That's the package altogether. The Hafade spirit is how the people welcome a visitor, a stranger, and make them feel at home. And I've always felt that, especially in Inalahan, and I believe that the Hafade Pledge is creating that throughout the island.
Okay, so what are we thinking today?
I just need a trim.
Okay, well, luckily you are in great hands.
Perfect. The $1 stylist deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra $1. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some youth football results from the Guam National Youth Football Federation. But first off, some girls' high school preseason volleyball from the St. John's Gym. Check it out. The 20th annual Shea preseason volleyball tournament was hosted at the Dell Jenkins Gym on St. John's campus. Teams were broken into 3 different pools, playing to a set of 30 with a 28-minute running clock. Each high school on island was represented, with the exception of Guam Adventist Academy. The top 2 teams in each pool advanced to the playoffs, with the top 2 seeds receiving a first-round bye. Quarterfinals were played with the first team to score 30 winning. Semis were best of 3, 21-15. Championship format was best of 3, 25-15. Win by 2, no cap. Walking away with the 2019 preseason title were the JFK Islanders after they defeated the GW Geckos in straight sets, 25-22, 25-18. Players in the Guam National Youth Football Federation League hit the gridiron for the 2019 season over the weekend. The season was pushed back a week so teams can get everything in line for kickoff. The schedule picked up with second-week games. On Saturday, the Cowboys met up with the Broncos down south. In the Munha game, the Cowboys held it down on their home turf, winning 26-12. In the Metgood division, the Cowboys picked up the win 36-12. And in the Matua game, it was the Broncos coming out victorious 12-6. The game time, Barragata Crusaders forfeited their matchup with the Raiders. On Sunday, the Outlaws and Packers squared off at the Crusaders field in Teason. Outlaws took the Munha game 28-23. Metgood game went in favor of the Outlaws 18-0, and the Packers won the Matua division matchup 14-6. Over at the Angels field in Dedido, the Angels swept the Eagles 26-13 in the Munha game, 26-0 in the Metgood game, and 30-13 in the Matua division. Games for this weekend: Saturday, the Cowboys and Crusaders meet up at the Southern Field. Broncos taking on the Steelers at Tamuning Field. And then on Sunday, Raiders take on the Eagles at the Crusaders Field in Teason, and Packers face the Angels at Angels Field. In soccer news, the success of a pilot futsal program with the Hadza Youth Center in Agate this summer sparked a discussion to potentially expand the opportunity to children in the northern and central villages and possibly create an interscholastic league. Among other goals, futsal was added into the Hadza Youth Center summer program as part of its fitness component for registered youth. The summer program also included a Guam cultural component, an academic component, as well as a community component where the youth participants interacted with government and non-government leaders from the community organizations. DYA worked with the village mayors to utilize community facilities for the youth participants to encourage in various activities in the program, says Fred Alig II, Guam Football Association Executive Committee member and chairman of the GFA Futsal and Beach Summer Committee. The new GFA grassroots program with the Youth Center is supported in great part by Japan Football Association.
You gonna answer that or just let it piss me off?
What happened that night?
We need to stick tight, tighter than ever now.
Permission to come aboard.
Don't be so dramatic, darling.
to go.
It's time to bring you in.
Here's to me.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Introducing Triple J's Online Shopper, the new, faster, easier way to purchase your next vehicle. Explore hundreds of new and used vehicles in full 360-degree view. Get pre-approved instantly from the comfort of your home or office. Personalize your own finance terms and get top market value on your trade-in in just a few quick, easy steps. Buy with confidence from start to signature, and we'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Have a question? Our sales team is just a chat away for instant assistance. Click, pick, drive. Complete the entire car buying process with Triple J's Online Shopper and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today.
Can I just get it right back?
It's the meteor shower of the decade, but you're too busy gazing at double the beef, double the layers you love. Maybe next decade. The Triple Double Crunch Wrap Box, only at Taco Bell.
We know it's always hard when Monday comes around to get back into the swing of things and get back to work, but one thing that never wavers is our commitment to the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Welcome back to the work week and happy birthday to Johnny Salvoboro. Happy birthday number 28 to our dear Mrs. Salvoboro from Sinahanya. Coming from your dad, John, the Santos family, Auntie and Uncle Elliot, the Santos brothers, class of 2020, John Jr. II, and Darius Santos, step-uncle, step-grandpa, Lingao, and all your siblings, cousins, and kids in the mainland. That is a mouthful. Shireen Mendiola has a birthday today, so happy birthday to Shireen. We love you, says Mom and Dad. Kayana Justine Hernandez-Smith celebrates birthday number 19 today, and we love you, coming from Mama, Mom, and the boys. We also want to wish a happy belated birthday wish to Kainoa Lee Kahele San Nicolas. It is Kainoa's second birthday, and this comes from your family, especially your big sister Alana and your big brother Makoa. We love you endlessly, our sweet baby boy. Happy birthday to you and everybody that had a birthday today. And please stay tuned because there is much more coming up right after this.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.
Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.